Hello all, Joe Weaver here. Had finally got some warm weather, warm enough anyway, to have a video outside without the camera freezing. Or me freezing. It's been extremely some cold weather for this region of the world anyway. And I know a lot of you are experiencing a lot of the same really cold weather this time of the year. But anyway, it's really nice to be able to come outside and do video and be able to share some information regarding what I've been experiencing, what I've been getting and seeing in the collective and so on. And the other day I put out a posting regarding co-creating the new Earth. Tomorrow is in our hands, and what I would like to share in this video is sort of tied into that. It's how we are co-creating the new Earth experience through our own lives and our own perceptions and our focus and so on. And one of the things that I have been personally experiencing and working on and mastering within my own life and so on, and what I was getting from upstairs is it's going to be for a lot of us this year in 2014. It's just another level of our own experience, and it's through our experience and what we are personally taking care of and say putting forth, and through our action and through our change in perceptions and so on, is what's basically assisting the collective and also the as you could say our new Earth, say, blueprint, our own collective, putting forth our own collective energy that is then creating the scenarios and the experience that we will experience, of course, throughout this year and into the coming years. So the thing that it's really interesting about what we go through individually and what we go through collectively. And I'm getting from upstairs, when I was writing that last posting regarding co-creating New Earth, is I was so excited about putting together, and I was getting all this information from upstairs and from my levels of my own self, and it was a really important and also very big posting and information to share. But then as it goes out, I'm always sort of always curious, and also to try to stay as open as possible to how it's actually perceived within the public and when it gets out. And just like with that posting and a lot of others, the energy of it and the information basically is, a lot of it just is right in our face. It pretty much, it reflects within what we're holding on to within our own selves, and therefore that information is not always welcomely, say, received and or liked. But just as I'm looking back on it now and seeing how it's being reflected within the collective people that actually read it, it's not really about the reason why I'm putting this information out is that I'm boosts my popularity, or say creates, or say soothes or comforts people's egos. That's not the reason why that information was put out. It was put out in service to basically assist us, all of us, even including my own self, through this period of time that we're going through. And so that's where within my own heart and so on, that I know that the information I'm putting out is just in flow of service, and that's what keeps me in the flow of the the drive that I have is to continue to put out information that assists the collective. If all I did was put out information that comforted and confirmed people's egos, I really wouldn't be doing the job that I know that I can do, or say that comes through me to do anyway. The majority of the stuff that I put out is spur of the moment. It's really what's coming to the surface through my own I am and so on, to put out, that better serves, our collective self. However it's responded, however it is accepted and or received or responded within the collective is just what it is. So it sort of goes into what I'm getting ready to talk about and what I wanted to share that I'm seeing and currently going through myself. And like I said, through this year of 2014, a lot of us will be experiencing or say working through, and that is our own perceptions and of this field of reality and what we are expecting out of the field, or say feel that we need from outside in this field. And when I'm talking about the field, I'm talking about this field of 3D, 4D reality. It's through our patterns, through the change of our own patterns, inner patterns, that basically changes the energetics and what we experience within the 3 or 4D here experience within this reality. What we put out is essentially what vibrates that comes back. So over the last several years, we've been fine-tuning and purging our own inner patterns, our own, say, disempowerment, or say fears and so on, purging those from our systems. And so as we're going forward, we're continually refining those levels within ourselves, and you could say polishing the diamond. And this physical body and the levels of our consciousness are the diamond. The more that we clear and say polish and radiate and shine to a greater degree, the more that we are basically becoming more, say, a brighter diamond. And that energy not only basically radiates out through wherever we walk or where we live, it radiates out through our words and our expressions and our creations of what we do in our daily lives. So the refining that I'm talking about and what I'm getting that is really big here for us in 2014, that I've been working on this, our own path of self-mastery and integrating the expanded levels of our self and embodiment, and becoming more aware of our multi-dimensional levels of being and also consciousness, and anchoring those down through our physical body and down into the earth. The refining process basically is becoming more aware of how we are affecting the field and through our own perceptions. One of these ways is with the word expectations. What are with our own views, and there's many, many, many levels of this, because it's like a continuous process of learning how what we're putting out through our thought patterns, and what we are expecting back out of, say, what we are putting out. And the expectations could be from, I am working hard and therefore I'm expecting a return. I am putting this out to the universe and therefore I expect a return back, either through love or service, and it's like an infinite amount of possibilities. One of the examples could be through relationships. I need, the perception of I need someone else in this life to basically fulfill a space within my own self, or say to fill happiness. And again, that is putting a energy out through us, out into the collective, or say this collective field of universe. that you need something back. And any time, and this is where we're going to be refining our own being and the vibration that flows through us, through refining how we are putting out and how it's affecting the field. Seeing where your own perceptions are tied into an expectation of a return, and through what we think we need from the field of this reality. If we're putting out energetic perceptions of expectation or need, we will receive from the field in this reality a dualistic return. Therefore, if we put out and focus continually on I need somebody else in my life to come fulfill a space of happiness that I'm not in already, we will find somebody else will come into our life that basically we will have a dualistic experience with. It's sort of like we will have that scenario of another karmic relationship, or say toxic relationship, that would be very dualistic in nature. And we will go through that experience again in divine order to assist us in becoming more whole with our own self. And therefore, we're not necessarily having to look again for need for, say, somebody else or something to bring us greater balance. We are, through the process of our own integration of balance within our own self, we necessarily don't need, or the perception of need, that much anymore, because we're embodying that more of that wholeness, that own divine balance within our own selves, of, say, integration of the balance of our own masculine and feminine energies within our own self, our own God self-awareness. So refining what we're putting out through also work, our own work, no matter if it's through what you think you need to survive in this world, we continually create the same patterns over and over and over, the same scenarios over and over and over, until we break the pattern. And then we basically experience something new. As we refine how and what we are putting out through our perceptions and expectations and what we think we need, it basically alleviates, there's more balance, there's more flow. And therefore, basically the same thing with money. If we are expecting money back, continually thinking we need or expect money from the field, this field of reality, and continue to put that out, we will continue to have scenarios of dualistic return. Therefore, there will be major roller coasters, up, down, just like the majority of us have been experiencing. And this is something personally I am working on every single day now. I'm really taking the time to focus and seeing how I am expecting money in return for what I am putting out, and or the expectation of need. I need this or I need that. And again, this is the kind of stuff that we really are going to be going through in this coming year. It's been with us for years in the past, but this is something that has to do with more refining of our beingness and integrating, say, our more flow in our life and abundance. That abundance comes by us being more in continuous flow of beyond the dualistic returns of what we're getting from the universe. What that, basically how that comes and manifests is is refining what we are expecting and or think we need. So I know that it's not necessarily really easy sometimes, because we have certain needs in the physical. We gotta have food to eat. We have to have it's more comfortable for us to have a house or some place to sleep and have a bed and so on. So that is where more of us that have been on the path of say self-discovery, mastery, and becoming more aware of what and how we're affecting the actual collective blueprint is through how we've been in the past we've been fighting the blueprint. It's therefore the less struggle that we essentially have within ourselves for what is actually real in this reality, the more flow there is with, say, the energy, with the material items or the money or whatever. That's all just, these are expressions of energy that we experience here in this reality. So I'm going through it just as much as anybody else. It's a very interesting journey. So seeing how we're going to be going through it together, the more of us that actually get in that refine and create more abundance in our lives through pure, say, more what brings us joy, peace, love, and happiness. It radiates that same blueprint of doing that same thing out through the collective. So as I always describe, it's through our own personal transformation that we're basically assisting the world. Hope this assists, and I know I'm going to be paying attention to how this turns out. I guess it'll be all reflected in through the year and beyond by the choices that we basically choose here in the coming days and months. The energy that is present now on Earth is what some people describe as 0 point energy and so on, is instant manifestation. Therefore, everything that I talked about expectation and need, is a complete quick turnaround. There's no more lag. So therefore, the more that we stay focused in refining and dissolving these patterns within ourselves and creating some new patterns that actually create just more flow and abundance, we will see a much faster turnaround in the coming days, months, years for the choices that we are making today. So we're all in this together, and as always, we're co-creating it together. So again, I hope this assists. So until next time, namaste. See you next time.